Open the file which we did yesterday, the same file which we are working for last 2 days. So I'm going to open the same file, 01 transaction data. Yesterday we have seen how to make a template for a font, and let me open that file. How to create a template for the font, how to create a card, how to put your logo, how to insert a title. And first session we have seen how to insert a card, then we have seen how to insert a pie chart, then we have seen how to insert a column chart. Interaction between the visuals. If I click one visual is getting interacted. And we have seen about drill down also yesterday. When you place the cursor, it will show something here. This is called as tooltip. And drill down. When you click on the down arrow, it is drilling down further. So these are all the topics which we have seen yesterday. I think out of the 5 workflows, I believe we have completed 4 workflows. We have seen about how to get it. Then we have seen how to transform. Then we have seen how to load. And finally, the last one we have seen how to make a report. Now we will see how to publish it. Until this 4 option, getting, transforming, loading and reporting, you can do everything in Power BI desktop itself. No need to pay. You can just download the software and you can start using. You can create a report. But for a publishing, 2 ways of publishing. One is you can publish it within yourself, where we can connect it to a projector and you can show it like this. Another one is it's publishing to common to other people, you can publish it. But before publishing to other people, first we have to publish it within yourself. Within your system, you have to publish it. So let us see how to publish. Before publishing, you should have signed in. You should have signed in. If you are not signed in, then you cannot publish it. You should have signed in. If you are not signed in, try to sign in. If you are not able to sign in also, no worries. Wi-Fi. Okay. Sorry. I restart the Power BI again because it was not signed in because of the Wi-Fi connection. Okay. So to publish your report, you should have signed in. Assume that you are using Microsoft Windows. Assume that what we have is we have a file. We will create a folder. On that folder, you will be copying all the files. Correct? You will have a folder. Under the folder, you will put all your files here. Similarly, to publish it, you should have a workspace. There should be a workspace online. You have to publish your files into this workspace. There is a folder in Windows. You will copy all your files into a folder. Similar to a folder, you will have a workspace. Inside a workspace, you have to publish your files. But the workspace, if you have a pro or a premium license, professional license or a premium license means you can create a workspace. You can create workspace. But unfortunately, you don't have a premium license, you don't have a professional license. We have only the free license. So how do we publish it? No worries. Power BI has specific workspace available for learning purpose for students like you. They have created a specific workspace for a practice. That workspace name is My Workspace. So now what are we going to do? It is we are going to publish it in this workspace. You can ask me, is it required to publish it? Can I show the report straight away in Power BI? I recommend to publish your report. Don't show the report like this. No one will interested to see your reports with the menus, with the tabs, with the ribbons. They want to see the report only in a full screen, like a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know whether you did a PowerPoint presentation. Normally what we'll do is we'll create a PowerPoint slides. After creating the PowerPoint slides, we have to run the show. There is an option called as slideshow. We have to run the slideshow. We'll create a PowerPoint presentation. We'll do anything. At last, we have to run the show. Same like here, you have to publish it and you have to show it to others. So how do we publish this? File. Go to File. Before that, as I indicated, you should have signed in and you should have this Wi-Fi connected. Both are available now. Go to File, Publish, method number 1 or method number 2. Go to File. Under File, there is an option called as Publish. You tell me what will happen when I publish it. It will launch from Power BI desktop to Power BI services. Very good. Now we are sending our report to Power BI services online. So let me click on Publish. If you have saved it or not saved it, it will ask you to save it. If you already saved, fine. If you have not saved it, save it again. And you can see workspaces are available. I think you will be getting only one workspaces, correct? You will be getting only one workspaces, that is my workspace. I have many workspaces because these are all the workspaces I created for other companies. For Daimler, for Royal Enfield, for Kone and other companies, Foodai. So for various companies we have created the workspace, but you will have only one workspace, that is my workspace. Select that my workspace. Click on my workspace, select it, and it will get published. After publishing, please wait. Please wait, you will get a message called as got it. Don't click on got it and come out of it because you cannot see the report. So select it. It is getting published. But in my system, it's asking to replace. Maybe you will not get this message because I already created the report in the same name earlier. The same name I have created some other report. That's why it's asking to replace it. But for your system, you will not get this message. Click on replace. It is publishing successfully here. After publishing, it's successfully published. Now I am going to open the report. How do we open the report? You can see there is an option available. Open 01 transaction PBIX in Power BI services. Click on this. It will go to online. Now your report is getting published. So you can see your report is available online now. Now it's online. How can I see the report in full screen, like a PowerPoint presentation? Can I see the report in full screen? Of course, there is a button available at the right hand side, View. When you go to View, and there is an option called as Full Screen, where you will see the report on your full screen. Full screen, you can see that whatever you did, everything will work here. Drill down. When I click the down arrow will work. When I click this, when I go to the year and I press the down arrow and I click on year, you will get quarter-wise report. When I click on quarter, you will get month-wise report. When I click on month, you will get the day-wise report. So all the interaction, whatever you did, everything will work here. Now your report is online, published online. Escape to come out of this. But I have already published the report. Now what we did is, just now we published it and we opened the report through this open 01 transaction data in Power BI. This is fine. But assume yesterday I have published the report. Today I want to view the report. Or unfortunately I clicked on this got it and I came out of my screen. Now I want to see the report. How can I see the report now? So go to your web browser, any one of the web browser, go to the web browser, add some tab and just type something like app.powerbi.com. app.powerbi.com. You have to type something like app.powerbi.com. app.powerbi.com. Workspace, you can see there is a button called as workspace. Click on that workspace. Your workspace will be displayed here. My workspace. Click on my workspace, and where you can see your reports will be available here. The report which you have published it. Two reports, two files will be available here. Two files. One is that report. Second one is your semantic model, your source data, semantic model, and this one is your report. If you want to see the report, just click here, the transaction data. This one is my report. Just click it and you can see the report here. So this is another method to see your report. After publishing, if you want to see the report, so go to app.powerbi.com, select that workspace and go to my workspace. Under my workspace, your report will be available here. Click on the report. And the semantic model. What is this semantic model? You have published the report, okay. But the original source data, I think first day we got the data from this Excel file. This Excel file, we have loaded this data into Power BI, then we have created the report. Now I'll go to the last row. Assume that I'm adding a new data here. This data is available only till 31 March. Now the April-May record is added here. If it is added here, how can I get the report on my published report? So you can go to that app.powerbi.com, the semantic model. Under the semantic model, you can see there is a button available called as refresh. Refresh. When I click on refresh, the newly added data will get updated. Every month you are adding some new data. Every year, every day you are adding some new data on the source. It has to be updated on your report. So you have to come to your semantic model and you have to refresh it. But if you have a professional license, there is an option called as scheduled refresh. Unfortunately, you cannot do it since you are all using the free license. You cannot. Schedule means every day morning 8 o'clock it has to be refreshed, or every day 12 o'clock it has to get refreshed. That scheduling you can do it if you have the professional or a premium license. But you can ask me, how do we check the license? On the right hand side corner, topmost right corner, you can see your name will be displayed, maybe your initial or your name. Click on the name or initial and you can see what is the license. It will tell you what is the license type you are all using. I hope you will be using free license, free account. Early days it was very cheaper, 7-8 years before. Per year it was only 800 per INR per year. Now it has turned, per month it's 1500 INR now. Per month it's 1500. So per year it's around more than 15,000. They have increased the cost. When you go to the corporate, they will be having, most of the corporate now they have the license. They inbuilt like Microsoft Excel, Word and PowerPoint. Now Power BI is coming inbuilt with all the laptops. Okay. So we have seen how to create a report, we have seen how to get the data, how to transform the data, how to load the data, how to create a report, and how to publish it also. Next we are going to see various other reports, various other visuals, and how to connect multiple files and multiple sheets. Okay. As of now, any questions? Doubts? No. Just change it in Excel and come here and just to make this refresh. It will get updated. Same like here also in desktop. If you want to refresh it, there is another button in desktop, Power BI desktop also refresh. This is refreshing here. After publishing you want to refresh, you have to go to the semantic model and refresh it. Before publishing, you can do it here. That's it. Okay? Clear? Let us explore the other important visual today, because as I told, today will be our last day. So you are going to create some dashboards tomorrow. So let us use that file. I am closing this file, this Power BI file. Don't open multiple Power BI at a time. It may slow down your system speed. It's not like other software. It occupies more resources on your system. So better to close this Power BI file. Today morning, he would have sent a file. I think that file is 02 business transaction. Please open that file called as 02 business transaction. When you go to the corporates, when you go to some other companies or anywhere else, you will get a data like this. You will not get only one file or one sheet. You will be having multiple sheet. They will be using SAP, they will be using Oracle, they will be using ERP. In so many companies, they don't use normal software, they will use multiple softwares. So when you download that software from multiple, when you download the file, you will have sheets like this. There is a sheet called as invoice. There is a sheet called as invoice trans and payment record, customer info, geographic data, region details, product master and product category, employee master. I believe we have 9 tables available. Based on this 9 tables, we are going to create a report. Literally, it's impossible. If you are using any other software, it's impossible because all the data are in different area. Just for example, I'm just saying an example. I have revenue available in the table called as invoice trans. And in some other table called as geographic data, I have city names, state names. So for example, I want to know each state wise, what is the sum of total revenue? So geographic data is a different file and invoice trans is a different file. So we are going to connect all the files and we are going to create a report now, which is literally impossible if you are using other application, but in Power BI, we can do it very easily. You didn't have the file. You got it? At least we have to finish some 8 or 9 reports today, minimum. In another 1 hour and a half hours, we try to complete as much as possible. Okay. Right. How are we going to connect all these tables and how are we going to make a report? That's the next challenge here. And fortunately, you will have some link between one table to another table. You should have a link. For example, could you tell me what is the common column between the invoice table? I have a table called as invoice. I have a table called as invoice trans. Do you see any common column or common data between both the table? Invoice number. Very good. So there is a invoice number common between two tables. Like this, there may be some common link between all the tables. Don't worry. Power BI will take care of it. 99% Power BI will take care of it. Power BI will automatically create the link. If Power BI is not creating the link, we can create it. That's the last part. First, let us see how Power BI will create a link. Now I'm going to close the file. How do we close the Excel file? Control W. Very good. Close the Excel file. Now open Power BI. Once again, be with me. Please do practice parallelly. Any questions, queries, stop me, ask me there itself. So let me open Power BI desktop. So I'm going to, this is the most powerful feature in Power BI. From multiple table, multiple files, multiple sheets, we are going to create a report. So go to Power BI. How to get the data is blank report. You can get the data or in the welcome screen itself. When you are in the welcome screen itself, there is an option available called as Excel workbook. Or you can get it from SQL, you can get it from Oracle, SAP. So many data sources are available in the world. So let us click on Excel workbook. Select that file. 02 business transaction. Select the file. Open it. And you are going to guide me here. I'll open it. How do we select all the 9 files here? I have 9 sheets. Manually, you can go to the left-hand side and you can make a click. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Like this. Suppose I'm missing some file here. If 3 or 4, you can select it. Suppose I have 20 files. It's very tough to select. So what you do is, don't go to the checkbox here. Don't go to the checkbox. Come out of the checkbox. Don't click on the checkbox. Come somewhere else here. Click it. Hold the shift key on your keyboard. Hold the shift key and select the last table. Select the first table. Hold the shift key and select the last table. Now you can see all the 9 tables would have been selected. Instead of one by one selecting, tick, 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 instead of manually selecting it, select the first sheet, hold the shift key, select the last sheet. First sheet, hold the shift key, select the last sheet. All the 9 sheet has to be selected. Now tell me what could be my next step? Transform data. Very good. Let us click on transform data. It will go to Power Query. You are going to help me here whether my data is clear or clean. If it is not clean, we have to clean up it. Let us see one by one. First, let us go to customer info. And 4 things you have to check whether your data is green, heading is correct, data type is correct, and remove unwanted. Could you tell me, is there any unwanted columns available? The data are green, perfect. Heading is correct, okay. Data type is also correct. Is there any unwanted columns available? All the columns are wanted. Sometimes I am not going to use the email address and mobile number in my reports. In my reports, I don't want the email address, I don't want the mobile number, means you can remove it, which will save your file size, which will improve your system speed. Better to remove the unwanted, which we are not going to use it on your report. Could you tell me how can I remove the unwanted columns, which we are doing? Home tab, very good. Home tab, choose columns, remove the unwanted, email address and mobile number. Don't remove the location ID. Location ID will have some link. Wherever you are seeing something like ID or code, don't remove it. That will have some link between some tables. Don't remove that. That should be there. Don't remove that ID or code. Whenever you see something like ID or code, don't remove it. Email address, I don't want it. Mobile number, I don't. If you want, you can have it. But it may increase your file size. Say OK. So I have removed the customer info unwanted columns. Employee master, tell me employee master is clean or any problem in employee master table? There is a problem in notes and photo path. There are gray. You should not have this gray, right? Full green. You should have full green here. So there is some gray. So I don't want this gray. I want to remove it. So same process. Home tab, choose column, remove the notes and remove the photo path. Okay. And let me go to geographic data. I think geographic data, no problem. Invoice, no problem. Invoice trans, no problem. Payment record, no problem. Product category, no problem. Product master, no issues. Region details, no issues. Yes. I had only 2 problems in customer info and the employee master. All the other tables are perfect. So we have cleaned up all the table. Now we are going to close and apply. When I click on close and apply, it will load it to Power BI. In a span of second, you will get a message detecting relationship. You will get a message called as detecting relationship. Let us see that. I'll click on close and apply. Yes, it's loading. Please wait. It will get loaded. And in a few seconds, you will get a message synchronizing schema, and you will get some message like detecting relationship. Yes, yeah. In a few seconds, we got a message called as detecting relationship. All the 9 table was loaded here, and all the 9 or 8 table would have got connected directly or indirectly. How can I check the connection? Click on the third button here, model view. Click on the third button, model view. Just click on the third one, model view, and collapse this properties. I don't want the properties now. There is an arrow mark, collapse it. And I think all the tables will be displayed here. Let me use this minus and see the table. I'm just using the zoom out, and I'm seeing all the table. All the 9 table directly, indirectly would have been connected. 99% it will be connected. Sometimes it will not get connected. If it is not connected, don't worry, we will connect it. Almost all the tables are getting connected here. Let me check how this invoice and invoice trans are connected. What is the common column between invoice and invoice trans is, I think, invoice number. This invoice number is a common column between it. So it would have connected automatically. How can I know that invoice number is connected? Very simple. Place the cursor over that arrow mark. When you place the cursor over that arrow mark, now you can see it says invoice number, invoice number. Both are connected. Same like here. I want to know how this customer table and invoice table is connected. Place the cursor here. What is the common column? Customer ID, customer ID. It's connected. So Power Query takes care of it. Sorry, Power BI takes care of it. It automatically creates a connection. If you are using any other software like SQL, Oracle, you have to manually create this connection. One to many, many to one, everything is taken care by Power BI now. But one table is not connected, we will connect that table. There would have been some problem, maybe a spelling mistake or typo error between a table. One table is not connected, that's an employee master. This employee master is not connected. The reason is there may be some typo error, spelling mistake. This employee ID, they cannot connect the employee name because same name, 2 or 3 employees may be there. So it should be connected with this unique key of employee ID. In some other table, there should be employee ID. There may be some typo error, spelling mistake. I think you have to tell me which is the table where we can connect this employee ID. In which table? Invoice table. Very good. In table called as invoice, as she has told perfectly, there is something called as EMP ID. EMP ID. Employee ID. Here it was misspelled. That's why it's not able to create a connection. So you can go to the original and rename the heading. In Excel we can rename it, but this is coming from SQL Oracle means you cannot rename it. No problem, we can connect it. How can I connect it? Very simple. Left to right or right to left, both are same. Either you can connect it from left to right or you can connect it from right to left also. Let us do this. This employee ID. Drag that employee ID. This one, third button. Relationship view and reduce the percentage of the relationship. Click on this third one, model view. Then reduce the percentage, minus, so you will get all the tables. Now, how can I connect this? Drag this employee ID. Drop it to this employee ID here. Drag or reverse also. Right to left also you can do it. This employee ID you can drag it and drop it here. Both are same. But unknowingly I am not comfortable with the, assume that I am not comfortable with the mouse. I am dragging, unfortunately I am not dragging at the employee ID. Unknowingly I have dragged at the employee name. No problem. We'll have a second chance now. We have one more chance. Suppose I unknowingly I stepped into employee name here. No problem. It is giving one more chance. You can see it says the relationship is not right. Select the right column. So here employee ID, here also employee ID. Now it's connected. If you have dragged it properly, no problem. If you have not dragged it, it will give you one more chance. Select the right column. Employee ID, employee ID. That's it. Save. Now these two tables are connected. But I think 99% this is not required. Power BI will automatically connect it. This is very rare. When you go to the corporate companies, there will not be a spelling mistake like this. 100% you will have a common column. You know that in a database, in a backend, the common column should be there. Then only you can make the primary key, secondary key, foreign key. Okay? Done? To check whether all the relationship are correct, I want to check it. This is okay. This is one method to check whether all the 9 tables are got connected here. Directly, indirectly, it has to be connected. Indirectly, also it has to be connected. Another method to check your connection or relationship is Home tab, Manage Relationship. Go to Home tab. Under Home tab, you have to select the Manage Relationship. Click on the Manage Relationship and see whether all the 9 tables are connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should have 8 connections because we have 9 tables. That should be 8 connections. If you are not connected, you have to connect it once. So all the 9 tables have got connected. Okay? Now, close it. Come back to the report view, the first button. First view, report view. Come back to the report view. Now, I want you all to try this. In an invoice trans table, there is a column called as total revenue. Now, what I want you to do it is insert a card. Insert a card and display the total revenue. Insert a card. I want you to try this. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes you can try this. Insert a card and display the total revenue. And you have to display the exact value, not million, billion, trillions. If it is 10 crore means 10 crore 56,000. Display the exact values with the currency symbol. I want you to try. I will give you 2 minutes, you can try. If you are not able to get it, I will help you. But please try. Please try. Insert a card and display the total revenue. And display the total revenue, the exact value. Okay. Got it. What is the value? 1647 crores. 47 crores, 94 lakhs, 51,000, 90 point something. Very good. Let me do this. I think most of you did it. Let me try here. Insert a card. Drag the total revenue into the value area. It is saying 479 millions. Tell me, how can I convert this 479 millions into exact value? Format, call out. Under call out, you have to make it as sum of total revenue. Then values, change the display units as none. Very good. And I want the currency symbol here. Could you tell me how can I get the currency symbol? General, very good. Then data format. Format option, make it as currency. Work. And decimal places, I increase it to 2 because I want 2 decimal places. I make it as a 2 decimal places. Okay, same like, go to the first one, add data to your visual, add data to the visual. Already we have dragged the total revenue and I want to bring the target revenue also here. Drag and drop the target revenue to the value area. Drag the target revenue to the value area again. Then I'm increasing the width and height. Go to format again. Call out again. Apply settings to target revenue. Values. And change the display units as none. Same thing I am doing it again. Same thing what we did it for the total revenue, we are doing it for the target revenue also. General, data format, apply settings to target revenue, currency. Yes. So we got the total revenue, we got the target revenue also here, both. Next we'll see 1 or 2 new visuals. At least 1 or 2 visuals before the break. We have to finish at least map. Today we have to complete map top 10. So we got the total revenue, we got the target revenue. Now I want to know for each category wise, what is my overall revenue? Category wise, I want to know the revenue. Let us insert one more visual. Place the cursor on some empty area. Place the cursor on some empty area. Visual, row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th row, second one. Build visual, 5th row, second one. Slicer. Slicer. Click on the slicer. Place the cursor on some empty area. Click on slicer. Now go to the product category table. Under the product category table, we have categories of products. The company is selling various products. They have some categories. That category, bring it to the field area. So I have gone to the category, product category. First we have inserted a slicer. After inserting a slicer, bring the category into the field area. Now you can see all the categories are displayed. Braking system, electrical, electronics, engine and fuel, suspension, body components, transmission, drivetrain. For example, the company wants to know whether the braking system, what is the target and what is the total revenue. Tick on the braking system. Yes. So what is the total revenue for the braking system? What is the target revenue for the braking system? Based on the selection, you can see it is changing here. Based on the slicer. We'll do some changes in the slicer also. We'll create some map. Okay. But I don't like the slicer like this. Can I make a slicer like a drop down? Or can I make a slicer like a tile? Select the slicer. Format your visual. Select the slicer. Format your visual. Slicer settings. Slicer settings. Vertical list. Tile. Drop down. Drop down means it looks like a combo box. I think you would have seen something like a combo box here. When I click on it, the combo box will appear. You can select it. I think now companies, most of the companies I can see, they are preferring to put it as a tile. Tile. Yes. It looks like a tile, mosaic tile or something, tile. Increase the height and width accordingly. The tile, you can see it looks like a tile here. Slicer settings, either you can make it as a vertical list, tile or a drop down also. If you increase the height and width accordingly, it will get adjusted. So I am increasing the width. So you can see all the 5 are coming in one row. Or if we decrease the width and increase the height, it looks like this, tiles. So either you can place it like this. So I can select the braking system, electrical, electronics, engine, fuel, suspension. You can put it like this or increase the width and put it onto the top. So you can select it like this. Vertically, horizontally. Now only transmission is selected, or I can select the braking system, I can select the electricals. Suppose can I select two things? I want to select braking system and the electrical and electronics. So what you do is select the slicer, format your visual, selection. There is something called as selection. Expand the selection. Under expand selection, you can see there is an option multi-select with control keys on, off, switch off that. Switch off that multi-selection. Switch off it. If you switch off that. Now what is the advantages? I selected braking system. Now I want to select the electrical and electronics also. Just click it. You can see both will get selected. Both are selected here. Braking system as well as electronics. I want engine also. Select the engine. So all the three are selected now. And if you want to clear everything, there is a eraser symbol on the top. Clear selection. But I know this. I can click on the eraser symbol to clear the selection. But when I send it to someone else in my team, they don't know how to use this, how to clear it. No problem. Go to format, selection, show select all. Switch on that select all button so that there will be a specific button for select all. So I have selected braking system, but now I want to select all the option. I want all the option again. So click on select all. It selects all again. So you can switch on the select all also. Either you can click on clear or you can click on select all. Both are same. See one visual before the break. Okay. These numbers are okay. Whether we have achieved our target or not. When I select the braking system, my target is 5 lakhs. We have achieved only 4 lakhs, 4 crores. We didn't achieve the target. Electrical and electronics, the target is 25. We have achieved 27. Fine. Same like when I select engine and fuel, it is 26. 24, we have achieved 26 here. But I want to show this in a visual format. Whether we achieved the target or not, I want to show it in a visual format. So, place the cursor on some empty area. Place the cursor on some empty area. Build visual. Row number 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth option. Fourth row, fifth option. Gauge. Fourth row, fifth option. Gauge. Let us click on gauge. I have clicked on gauge. After clicking on gauge, go to the invoice trans table, target revenue and total revenue. If you are not able to find out the target revenue, total revenue, no problem. Go to the search box and type it. Suppose total revenue, TOT. When I type it TOT on the search box, you will get the total revenue. Or manually you can go there and select it also. This total revenue, I will put it into value. Total revenue, I am putting into value. Same like target revenue. Target revenue. I will put it into target value. This area, target value. So target revenue, I am putting into target value. So you can see a needle is appearing here. This is our target. Whether we have gone beyond the target or we are below the target. Suppose if I select the braking system, my target is 51 millions, but we have achieved only 47, lesser than the target. Now I select the electrical and electronics. 207 millions is my target, but we have achieved 223 millions. We are more than the target. We have crossed that target. So this needle is your target. So if you have crossed the target or if you are within the target. Visually you can present. This is one method. You can show the card here. Actual versus plan. Another method is you can put a visual like this. Whether we are on the target, we are above the target, we achieve the target or not. You tell me how can I change this millions into the exact value? I want this million to be exact value here. Format. Select the gauge. Go to format. There are two things. Target label, call out label. Go to the target label. Change the display units as none. And go to the call out value. Change the display units as none. So that I will get the exact value here. What is the target value? What is the total value? Whether we have achieved our target or not. Okay. We'll see about map. We'll see about table, matrix. We have to see the other visuals. We have seen only two visuals today, slicer and this gauge. Next we have to see other visuals also, mapping, table, waterfall. As of now, we didn't save the file. File, save as, browse. Let me give a name and save it. I'm giving the same name, business transaction, and I'm saving this file. So we'll take a very short break and we'll have to cover so many concepts, table, matrix and other things. So I'm saving the file, pausing the recording of this. Last session what we did is we have created a card, we have created a slicer, we have created a gauge. Let me give some meaningful name for this page. You can add multiple pages. I will give some name. For example, how can I give a name is just to make a double click or right click and rename. You can make a double click on the page name here or right click and rename it, and you can give a name for the page. For example, I am going to give a name for this page. Let it be, this is the home page. This is my first page, home page. Okay. And how you are adding a sheet, how you are adding a file, how you are adding a page. You can add a page here. Just click on the plus symbol. And I am going to add a page. First, let us create a small donut. So I am going to create a donut. Maybe you can try that. Create a donut. Create a donut chart. Region name wise. I want you to try region name wise. Sum of total revenue. This is the chart which I want you to try. Create this donut chart on the build visual. There is something called as donut. So go to the donut visualization, build visualization. There is a donut. Create a donut chart. Region wise sum of total revenue. Region wise, what is the sum of total revenue? So please create this donut. Parallelly, let me do that. Place the cursor on some empty area. Click on the donut chart. And region name wise. Let me go to the search box. The type region name. Bring the region name to the legend area. Whenever you see some values, whichever you want to summarize it, some average count, whatever you want to summarize, that has to come in the value area. So region name, let us bring the region name to legend area, and total revenue into the value area. We got region wise, what is the sum of total revenue? Region wise, what is the sum of total revenue? Format, legend, legend, let us put it into the legend, into the bottom center. Bottom center. Format, legend, I am putting the legend into bottom center here. Right? Now we are going to create a visual. Before creating this visual, you have to activate one option. One option has to be activated. What is the option is? Just follow the steps. File. Click on File. Under File. Options and Settings. Go to File. Options and Settings. Click on File. Options and Settings. Options. File, options and settings, options. Under option, It will open a new dialog box. File, options and settings, options. In this dialog box, security. Just go to the security. Below that security, you can notice map and field map. This option has to be selected. By default, that option would have been unchecked. By default, on your system, that option would have been unchecked. You have to check that option. Please select that option. Please select the option. By default, that would have been unchecked. You have to check the option. Check the option. Say OK. After clicking on OK, place the cursor on some empty area. Row number 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth row. Third one. Field map. Fourth row. Under the build visual. Fourth row, the third one. Field map. Place the cursor on some empty area. Go to the build visual. Fourth row, third one. Field map. If you go to the original Excel table, in the original Excel table, when I go to the sheet called as geographic data, we have some city name, state name, country name. I think only one country, India country is available and state names are available. This state name, which is available in geographic data, go to the geographic data. Under the geographic data, you can see the state name. Drag the state name and bring it to the location area, this location area. And verify that your internet has to be connected. Drag the state name and bring it to the location area. And it is giving some message, this visual type is being retired sooner. Sooner this visual type is going to retire. No problem, you will get a new type. We'll upgrade the new type. Based on what are all the state names available in your source data, all the state names are highlighted. Still it's not over, we have to do furthermore. Drag the state name to the location area. Your Wi-Fi has to be connected and you should have signed in, then only you will get this. Second, total revenue. Let us bring the total revenue into the tooltip area. There is a tooltip area available here. Bring the total revenue to the tooltip area. Total revenue, bring it to the tooltip area. Okay. Now what would have happened is, when I place the cursor, suppose I am placing cursor over here, Tamil Nadu, it will show you what is the total revenue for Tamil Nadu. Karnataka, what is the total revenue? Maharashtra, what is the total revenue? And when I place the cursor, based on wherever I am placing it, it shows the total revenue here. But I want to know which states has more revenue. I want to give a green color. Lesser revenue, maybe yellow. Very lesser, I want to put a red. Maybe the traffic signal colors. Select the map. Format your visual. Select the map, format your visual. Fill color. Select the map, format your visual. Fill color. Under fill color, color, default color is blue. But I don't want the default color. I want to do a conditional formatting. FX. Go to the format, visual. Next to the color, you can see FX. Click on that FX. Format, visual, FX. Click on FX. It is asking for a rules. Rules means greater than this one, less than this one. But I don't want the rules. Instead of rules, make it as gradient. Gradient is multicolor. Rules means single color. Gradient is multicolor. Select that gradient. And it's asking, do you want to give a gradient based on the state name? State name wise, you want to give a color? No. If you have more revenue, I want to give a green. Less revenue, I want to put a red or yellow. So it's not based on the state name. Click here and change it to total revenue. Gradient and make it as total revenue here. Click on FX, gradient, total revenue. Lower value, what is the color? Lower value, let us put a red color. I'm selecting the color and I'm putting a red color. There is no middle color, you have to add it. Add a middle color. Yellow. Okay. Lowest value is red, middle value is yellow. Perfect. Highest value, it says blue, but I don't like blue. I want to give a green. Click on the arrow. More colors. And I will select the green. You know all the color are a mixture of RGB, red, green and blue. I select that green. So lowest value is red, minimum value, middle value is yellow, highest value is green. And say OK. Yes. So based on your value, the color has changed here. Where the revenue is more, I think Maharashtra is having more revenues. That's green. Somewhat middle revenue is yellow. The lowest will be red. So based on your values, the colors have changed here. Select the map, format, fill color, FX. Click on FX. Once again, you can click on FX and modify it. Or if you don't want this conditional formatting, you can use the eraser symbol and you can delete it also. If you don't want the conditional formatting. But the main advantage of this map is, suppose I am going to the north region here. Just click on the north region. You can see the map will change accordingly. When I click on north region, it shows the map only for the north region. When I select south, it shows the map for south. When I select east or northeast, whatever I select, based on that, you can see the map is getting changed based on your selection. Okay. I selected north. Once again, I want it back. One more click on the north. So you'll get back again the entire table. See one more chart. This is one map. Another map is, I think most frequently map is this. Some people prefers to use the add data to your visual. Maybe this map, bubble map. Based on your value, the circle will change. It will give you the bigger circle, smaller circle. Click on map. Sorry. I selected this map and I select this one, bubble map. Map. Select this map and go to bubble map. It shows bubbles. Wherever the value is more, you will get a green bubble, bigger bubble. Wherever the value is lesser, you can see a small round bubbles. So either you can go for filled map or you can go for bubble map. But as it is indicated, this visual will be retired sooner. You will get a new visual, upgrade it to a new map, or either you can upgrade it to a new map or you can click this map. This is upgraded map. So either click on upgrade, it will get upgraded, or you click on this map. This is the upgraded map, new map. So in near future, you will get only this Azure map, or click on upgrade map. Both are same. Either you can click on upgrade map or you can click on Azure map also. Yes. This will be our new map. Okay. Firstly, we'll finish off all the important concepts. Now, let me add one more visual. Place the cursor on some empty area. Third one, clustered bar chart. Build a visual. Clustered bar chart. Let us click on the clustered bar chart. Maybe let me take something like customer wise. Customer. Let us drag the customer name into y-axis. Maybe total revenue into x-axis. Customer wise, sum of total revenue. We have created a bar chart. Customer wise, what is the sum of total revenue? Customer wise, what is the sum of total revenue? But I don't want all the customer. I want to bring only the top 10 customer. Let us see how to bring the top 10 customer. Before that, same coloring I want it here. Which state is having highest revenue? It's green. Which state is having a lesser minimal value? That is yellow. Lowest is red. I want to apply the same formatting for this bar chart also. So what you do is, instead of recreating it once again, you can do that. Select the bar chart, go to format, go to bars, color, FX. Same condition you can apply here. Highest value green, middle value yellow. But instead of doing it, select this map, go to home tab, select the map, go to home tab, format painter, select the map, go to home tab, click on format painter and click this bar chart. You can see a paintbrush will appear. Click on the bar chart. You can see same format is copied here. Which customer has more revenue, they are green. Which customer has somewhat middle, they are yellow. The lowest customer will have red. But I want top 10 customer. We'll do that in the next one. Just to select the chart, the first one, the map, format painter, select this bar chart. But I don't want to get all the customer. I may have 200, 300, thousands of customers. I want to bring only the top 10 customers. Select this table, select the chart. Expand the filter. Select the chart, expand the filter. Expand the customer name. There is a customer name, expand it. Select the chart and go to filter, expand the filter, expand the customer name. It says basic filter. No, it's not a basic filter. Make it as top N. Make it as top N. Instead of basic filter, make it as top N. And top, what is the number you want? I want top 10. Click on the customer name, expand the customer name. Top N is the filter type. Top how many I want? 10. And it's asking by value. By which value you want the top 10? I want top 10 based on the revenue. Who has given highest revenue? They are my top 10 customer. So bring the total revenue to the by value area. Bring the total revenue into the by value area. By value area. Bring the total revenue into by value area. Apply filter. Yes. It shows only the top 10 out of overall who is our top 10. But still one more step is pending. So I repeat the entire process one more time. First, expand the filter. Expand the customer name. Instead of basic filter, make it as top N and top 10. Even you can say bottom also, lowest. Lowest also you can find, but here I want top 10. By which value? By the total revenue. Bring the total revenue to by value. Apply filter. But unfortunately, what's happening here is This is fine. I'm getting top 10. But unfortunately, when I go to the donut, I want to know in South region who is my top 10 customer. In North region who is my top 10. So when I go here and I go to the South region, North region, and I make a click, map is no problem. When I click on North, I'm getting the map for North. When I click on South, I'm getting the map for South. But this chart is not working properly. When I click on North, it's not showing the top 10 for North. When I click on South, it's not showing the top 10 for South. So what has to be done is, you have to do one more step. Select this donut. Select this donut. Format. Select this donut. Go to Format. Edit Interaction. Select that pie chart, donut chart. Go to Format. Edit Interaction. Click on Edit Interaction. And 3 buttons are available here for this bar chart. When I select the pie chart, what should happen for this bar chart? Whether you want to filter it, highlight it, or none. None means nothing. But I want to filter it. The first button, filter. The icon may differ from version to version. Filter. So click on filter. That's it. Now switch off that edit interaction. Otherwise this button will appear permanently. Switch off that edit interaction. Now let me select the North. It shows the top 10 for North. When I select South, top 10 for South. Based on whatever I select, it shows only the top 10 for that region. Select the donut, Format, Edit Interaction, switch on the filter. First, select the donut chart. The first step is you have to select the donut chart. Then go to Format. Then go to Edit Interaction. After doing it, click on Filter. This is the first step. And this is the second step. And this one is the third step. After doing it, once again you have to go to Format and switch off that fourth step. Second, fourth also you have to do the same thing. Switch off that. Once again, Format and switch off. We'll finish off with the table and matrix. I have to go a little bit faster, no other go. So let me give some name for this page. This page is for top 10. It's very important to create a visuals. Sometimes it's very important to create some tables, rows and columns. 2 types of tables. Let me add a page. The advantage of Power BI is you can get the data from any table. All the 9 tables you can get a report. From any table you can get the report. For example, table. Where can I get the table? In row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th row, 3rd one. 5th row, 3rd one is your table. Click on the table. Click on the table. Expand the table. And what are all the columns you wanted in the table? For example, assume I want invoice number. Let us drag that invoice number to the columns. Insert the table, drag that invoice number into the columns. Then assume I want invoice date. Let us drag the invoice date to columns. But unfortunately, when I drag the invoice date to column, you are getting the date like this, 23, quarter 1, January 4. I don't like this. I want the exact date, 4th January 2023. So, drag the invoice date to the columns. Click on the arrow mark of that invoice date and change it to invoice date. Go to the arrow mark and change it to invoice date. Invoice date. Yes. Now we got the exact date. If you are not satisfied with this invoice date format, can I change the format? Go to format and general. Go to format general, data format. Instead of invoice number, select invoice date format. You can see various types of date format, various types of DD, MMYY, various types of date format. Go to, I don't like any one of the format. Can I give my own format? Yes. Go to the first one, custom. The bottom, type the format. DD is date 123401020304. Then I want a hyphen, DD, hyphen or a slash or a dot. You can put a slash, you can put a dot, your wish. Let me put a hyphen. Don't type M. M is for minutes. Capital M is for months. 1M, you can see it will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2M, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. 3M, JANFEBMAR. 4M, January, February, March, April. You can see it shows like January, February, March. Your wish. Hyphen, YY for 23, 24, 25. 4 Ys for 20, 24, 25, 26. You can see 20, 23, 24, 25, 26. I want to know the day, whether it's a Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Comma or a space. 3D or 4Ds. 3D. SUNMONTUE. 4D. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you can change as per your wish. So we got the invoice number, we got the invoice date. Then what is the other thing I wanted in this table? For example, I want to know what is the product. Which product we have purchased in this invoice. So I want to bring the product name. Go to the build visual. Already we got the invoice number, invoice date, and I'm getting the product name. So we are getting the data from various tables. And what is the quantity? Like this. And what is the invoice cost? Per quantity, what is the cost? I want to bring the invoice cost. I want to bring the total revenue. Like this. Whatever you want, you can drag and drop and you can see the reports. You can drag and drop anything here. Invoice number, invoice date, product name, quantity, like this. You can create any sorts of table from any table. Any data, you can create a table like this. We'll finish up with the conditional formatting at least. So creating visual is also very important. Sometimes creating a table like this, people will ask just a data, just a table. Wherever the revenue is more, I want to give some identity here. Revenue is lesser, I want to do some formatting. Select this table. Go to the total revenue arrow mark. Go to the total revenue arrow mark. Conditional formatting. Go to the total revenue, conditional formatting. Background color, font color, data bar, icons. Like an emoji. Like emoji, you can put some icons. Let us click on icon. And which icon you like? There are various types of icon. Traffic signals, cell phone signals, and star rating, flags, Up arrow, down arrows, anything you can select. Let me select this one. Red color into mark, yellow color exclamation mark, green color tick mark. I select this. 0% to 33%. For example, instead of percent, I'll make it as number. Instead of person, I make it as a number. Here also, instead of person, I make it as a number. Some number, some sample. 0 to something, 5,000. If my value is between 0 to 5,000, I want a red. Same percentage into number. Same percentage into number. From 5,000 to something like 50,000. 5,000 to 50,000 is yellow. Here also I change the percentage to number. More than 50,000. Upper value is 100%. That's okay. 100% is highest. Or what we can do is, instead of 100%, make it as a number and delete that 100. So it will take the max value. Max value and 100% both are same. 0 to 5,000 is yellow, red. 5,000 to 50,000 is yellow. 50,000 to maximum is green. Say okay. Yes. Based on the values, the colors are changing here. Wherever the value is less than 5,000, you get a red into mark. 5,000 to 50,000 is yellow exclamation. More than 50,000 is green tick mark. So based on your values, the colors are changing. Yes. Select this table. Go to the arrow mark here on the total revenue. Conditional formatting. Icons. Last but one. Icons. And you select whatever the icon you want. 3 icon, 4 icon, 5 icons. I am selecting the last one, or you can select the traffic signal, anything. I am selecting the last one. Change the percentage into numbers. All the percentage I am changing into numbers. Some number I am giving some number. 0 to 5,000. If my value is between 0 to 5,000, I want a red. Or you can give your own condition, 0 to 10,000, 20,000. Your wish. Just a sample. Same like 5,000 to 50,000. The last one is more than 50,000. Number 50,000. The last can be 100%. Either it can be 100% or number. Remove that 100. Delete that 100. It will take maximum number automatically. It automatically takes the maximum number here. Either put it as 5,000 to 50,000 max number, or you can say 100%. Both are same. Now, for example, I want to bring the highest revenue on the top, lowest revenue on the bottom. It's very simple. Just to go to the top total revenue and make a click. Just to make a click on the total revenue. So you will get the highest revenue on the top, lowest revenue on the bottom. Descending order. Or if you want it in ascending, lowest on the top, highest on the bottom. One more click on the total revenue. Same title, just to make a click. Lowest to highest. So if you want to sort it in ascending, descending, it's very simple, just to make a click. First click, second click. I think it is by default it is sorted by invoice number. So let us click on invoice number again. So it is once again sorted by invoice. We'll finish up with the final topic, maybe a AI topic here. I don't know what is the chart to create. I don't know how to create a chart and what is the chart to be created. So let me do this in a new page, AI tool. But unfortunately, the AI tool is not available. In near future, you have to buy that AI tool through Copilot. As of now, it's available till December 2026. You can use that. I have inserted a page. Go to the three dot below the build visual. There is a three dot. Restore default visual. So go to three dot on the build visual. Go to three dot and make it as restore default visual. Click on that restore default visual. It says you are about to restore all the unpinned default visual. Okay. So most of the default visual, you will get it here. Some extra visual would have been added. In row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th row. 1, 2, 3, 5th one. 6th row, 5th one. Q&A. Even you can say it's retiring on December 26. After December 26, you can only use Copilot. They will get the update. As of now, you can use this. So click on this Q&A. Now, what is the advantage of this? It's ask a question about the data. For example, I want to create a chart, but I don't know how to create a chart. City-wise, I want to know what is the sum of revenue. Each city-wise, I want to know what is the sum of revenue. Maybe as a bar chart, as a line chart, as a column chart. So just type whatever you are saying. I want sum of, normal simple English, sum of total revenue by city name as, sorry, spelling mistake, revenue spelling mistake. Sum of total revenue by city as what you want, as a bar chart, as a line chart, as a column chart, as a map, whatever you want. Let me say as line chart. That's it. Now press enter. It will create city-wise what is the sum of total revenue as a line chart. This is an AI tool. Just you have to type what is the report you want instead of dragging, dropping. Just type it. If you are not comfortable with the typing, no problem. I remove this. Place the cursor on this area. Place the cursor on ask a question about data. On your keyboard, Windows H, hearing H, Windows H. Just press Windows H. Sum of total revenue by city as a bar chart. That's all. You can dictate and you can create a report also. No need for typing. Because while typing I may make a typo error, I may make a mistake. So just press Windows H, dictate and create a report. Any sorts of report. So whatever the report is available here, bar chart, line chart, column chart, area chart, map. So within instantly, immediately you can create a report like this using this AI tool, Q&A. This will be replaced by Copilot in near future. As of now, you can use it till December 2026. This will work. Maybe after December 26, after January, you will get this Copilot. Unfortunately, we didn't cover all the topics available here. So some of the other trainings where I have handled all the topics are covered. For example, when you go for this Hyundai Mando, 4 sessions, 4 day. Almost all the important topics are covered. You can watch that video. Every topic's map, everything is covered. Power Query, everything is covered. Daimler Basics, Advanced. There will be more Power BI trainings will be there on my YouTube channel videos. You can watch that. Most of the trainings will be on Power BI, Renault Group. All the important companies' videos are available here. Power Automate we are not using. We didn't cover everything. We have covered the important feature, not all the topics. We didn't cover most of the visuals. I think we have covered only 5 or 6 visuals. That's all. Bar chart, pie chart, map, maybe gauge, and maybe the slicer. The last one is table. That's it. As I indicated, you have to practice, practice, and practice. Sorry, I have to run fast in the last session because I have to cover. Still, I have to cover. So due to time constraint, I'm not able to cover. When I want to teach more, unfortunately, we are not able to do it due to time constraint. As of now, whatever you have seen, any questions, doubts? So, as he has indicated, a small assignment based on whatever we have learned, not a new topic, whatever you have learned in this last 2 or 3 days, you have to do some assignment and you have to present it on Friday, I believe. So by default today you will get that assignment file. Okay, I am stopping the video recording. This video also I will try to publish it maximum by today evening.